Peptic ulcer disease. What are the causes of peptic ulcer disease? The causes are infection by Helicobacter pylori bacteria, using of drugs like NSAIDs, which is non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, steroids, for long period of time, smoking, intake of alcohol, different stress like psychological stress, burn, CVD or cardiovascular disease. Then reduced mucosal blood flow due to ischemia or shock, and the cause can also be Zollinger-Ellison syndrome, where a gastrin-producing tumor is formed, which produces excessive amount of gastrin, and as a result, excessive amount of gastric HCl is produced. What are the complications of peptic ulcer disease? The complications can be bleeding, perforation, and gastric outlet obstruction. Bleeding occurs in about 15 to 20% of the patients, which can be life-threatening due to rapid blood loss. Then when perforation occurs, the food contents of the stomach can be expelled into the peritoneal cavity, which may lead to shock, and it causes 2/3 of the ulcer death. It occurs about in 5% of the patient. And gastric outlet obstruction occurs in about 2% of the patients. What can be found in the history of a peptic ulcer disease case? The history can be previous abdominal pain, smoking or intake of alcohol. The dietary habit can be irregular. There may be history of intake of NSAIDs or steroid drug. Then stress like psychological stress, burn can be present, and previous abdominal operations can be present. The symptoms of peptic ulcer disease are recurrent upper abdominal pain. The pain is localized in the epigastrium, which is the region just below the sternum. The pain can radiate to the back, and it is related to food. It means the intake of food can exaggerate or reduce the pain. Then the pain occurs episodically. Vomiting is present in about 40% cases. Then anorexia and nausea may be present. Early satiety is achieved after meals. Weight loss can be seen, particularly in gastric ulcer patients. In gastric ulcer, intake of food exaggerates the pain, so there is decreased intake of food and weight loss. Hematemesis, which means vomiting of blood, and or melena can be present in bleeding peptic ulcer, and there may be associated features of complications. Signs. Examination is usually unhelpful in peptic ulcer disease. Epigastric tenderness is common, and anemia can be seen due to blood loss. The investigations of peptic ulcer disease include upper GI endoscopy. By doing endoscopy, we take biopsy sample to exclude malignancy. We can also test for Helicobacter pylori by non-invasive and invasive methods. The non-invasive methods include serology, which look for antibody against H. pylori in the blood or serum, then urea breath test, and fecal antigen test. The invasive methods include taking a biopsy and histopathology of the biopsy material, then microbiological culture and rapid urease test, example CLO, which stands for Campylobacter-like organism, and pylori trach. What are the treatment of peptic ulcer disease? The treatment aims to relieve the symptoms and start healing of the ulcer and prevent the recurrence of ulcer formation. We should advise the patient to reduce intake of alcohol. Then cigarette smoking should be avoided, and aspirin and NSAID should be avoided. To eradicate Helicobacter pylori, there is first line therapy, which is called triple therapy for 7 days. Therapy includes omeprazole 20 mg 12 hourly, and 2 of the following antibiotics: clarithromycin 500 mg 12 hourly, then amoxicillin 1 mg 12 hourly, or metronidazole 400 mg 12 hourly. We have to choose 2 among 3 of them. Then second line therapy or quadruple therapy for 10 to 14 days should be tried if triple therapy fails. The quadruple therapy includes omeprazole 20 mg 12 hourly, bismuth 120 mg 6 hourly, metronidazole 400 mg 8 hourly, tetracycline 500 mg 6 hourly. Then maintenance treatment includes if Helicobacter pylori is eradicated, then maintenance therapy is not needed. For minority of cases, lowest effective dose of proton pump inhibitor should be used who requires it. Then surgical treatments include partial gastrectomy. Partial gastrectomy means the surgical removal of full or part of the stomach. After partial gastrectomy, we do Billroth 1 anastomosis, which means anastomosis between proximal remnant of stomach and duodenal stump. We can also do vagotomy, which means vagus nerve excision, which results in reduced acid secretion. If giant duodenal ulcer is present, then after partial gastrectomy, we do Billroth 2 reconstriction, which means the stomach is joined to the jejunum, which is also called gastroenterostomy. Then in perforated peptic ulcer disease, what can be the clinical features? The clinical features may be history of previous peptic ulcer or NSAID intake. Then abdominal pain can be present, which is sudden in onset and severe in nature. Pain initially develops in upper abdomen and then becomes generalized. Causes irritation to the diaphragm, which is radiated in the shoulder tip because of referred pain. Due to pain, there is limitation of diaphragmatic movements, so we will see shallow respiration. And shallow respiration occurs also due to shock. There will be board-like rigidity of abdomen, bowel sounds are absent. Then there will be accumulation of gas under the diaphragm, which will cause liver dullness to percussion to decrease. And there will be features of shock such as tachycardia and low blood pressure. We can do investigation by doing an erect chest X-ray, which will show free air beneath the diaphragm. We can confirm the gauge of gastroduodenal content by doing water-soluble contrast swallow X-ray, and we can also do blood urea and electrolyte investigation. The treatment options are: 1. Resuscitation by nothing by mouth, by giving intravenous fluid and intravenous broad spectrum antibiotic, and we can also do nasogastric suction. Then we should consider surgical repair of the perforation.